that all that well, so I was pretty unprepared when I got up there. Had I not grabbed my runners on my way out the door when I was leaving, I would have only had flip-flops to wear, which would have been fine. We spent most of the time inside because it was pretty much like a blizzard. We had some really weird weather. Even though it's on a mountain, it's not supposed to be like snowing crazy winter weather right now, and it was. So that was kind of interesting. It was like a whiteout, which was fine. It meant that we couldn't do some of the things that we had planned as far as like hiking and stuff, but we had a great time. So anyway, I got there and I wasn't expecting to be in a house with all kinds of other people. Like, I was basically on a bunk bed in a room with another girl, and then in the next room over there was another 3 girls, and we were all just kind of crammed in everywhere, and I didn't realize that's how it was going to be, so it was a little bit disconcerting when I got in at like 4 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, because I drove. It was a long story. I had to get my brakes done at the last minute, and one thing led to another, and I didn't leave the Lower Mainland here, Vancouver, until like 11, and I got into the resort at 4 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, the drive up was really nice, actually. I was pretty much wide awake, and it was beautiful driving through the mountains, even though I couldn't see anything. Everything was sort of just shrouded in shadow and black shapes of mountains and trees, and like sort of patchy clouds and a full moon, and it was actually quite a good drive up. I just listened to music and reflected on things and whatever. So I got up there, and like I said, I was a little bit taken aback by the situation, the living arrangements for the week. And I was in a house with like a lot of kids and family members, so all the girls that I was staying with were like cousins and sisters, and they knew each other so well, you know, from childhood. And so initially I felt a little bit like an outcast, or like, well, I figured I would feel that way, but I didn't actually end up feeling that way, because everyone at the retreat was so amazing. I don't know, I knew that it was going to be a good week. I knew that it was going to be, that I'd have a chance to be meeting people who were really open and everything, but I had no idea how much, like the degree to which people were going to be welcoming and accepting and just genuine and like really, really cool. My friend is that way. He's amazing. He's one of the most inspiring people I've ever met, and I know his immediate family, his parents and his sisters, fairly well, and they're all like that, so I mean, I knew what I was getting into, but his wife is just incredible. Her friends and family are incredible. It was like the whole point of the retreat for them was to make the wedding not just about them, but about all of their closest friends and family, and to get people, you know, connected and create like unity, I guess, between people, and they really succeeded in doing that. I mean, you know, for the first couple of days, I had a lot on my mind. I've had things that I was worried about, and things that I was, just feelings that I was having, and I woke up in the morning, the first 2 mornings, like in pretty much a full-on panic attack mode, and my instinct when I get like that is to hide myself away and isolate myself so that I don't burden anyone else with my negative energy, I guess, especially in a setting like that where it's like, you know, it's my friend's wedding. I don't want to be like a dark cloud on the frickin' party, you know. So the first couple mornings I kind of woke up freaking out and surrounded by people I didn't know, and I would like write in the morning and just kind of try and get myself centered, and then go to the main house where everyone was staying and join in on everything. And the second day, I talked to my friend about it a little bit, and I was like, I don't want you to think I'm being antisocial or I'm not having a good time, because that's not the case at all. But I've just had a lot on my mind, and I'm pretty freaked out, and I have just been trying to wait until I can get myself collected before I come, and because I don't want to, this week isn't about me. I don't want to be like a negative influence here or whatever. And he was so good about it. I mean, I told him a little bit about what's going on with me, and the thing I really love about him is that when I'm scared or upset and I talk to him, he doesn't feed that fear, he doesn't he doesn't really go there. He just stays positive and optimistic no matter what. And not in a false way, not in like a naive way, but in a very serious and spiritual and effective way. And so we talked about it a little bit, and he helped me to calm down a bit. And he just sort of said, you don't have to be happy to be here. Everyone needs this retreat for different reasons, and you should just, if you need to let it out, let it out. If you need to, I don't know. And he's like, you should just come and play as much music as possible, which is exactly what I ended up doing. And so I felt much better after talking to him, and being reminded, I guess, of how incredible he actually is, and feeling like, I didn't have to pretend that I was okay if I wasn't. And then I started to feel better, actually, because I opened up to some of the people who were there, and I met some really great people. There's this one guy who ended up playing with me at the wedding. He played guitar for me, which was great. I really needed someone to do that, because my guitar playing on the particular song that they'd requested was not where it needed to be, and I was really nervous about that. But because he was able to pick it up really quickly and play it way, way better than I could have, I could focus on the singing, and it actually turned out really well. And then there was a couple of other friends of my friend, a friend of his from way back, and his wife and their daughter, who I really connected with, and we ended up, that little group of us, pretty much playing music together every night until 3 or 4 in the morning, and it was so much fun. And one night too, they had a little prayer gathering or whatever, and there was maybe, I don't know, 20 or 30 people crammed into one of the smaller houses, and just sitting around in the living room. And my friend asked me to play some music for them after they were done with their little ceremony or whatever. And so I played, I don't know, 5 or 6 songs, and I have never had a more captive audience. It was amazing. I've never sang like that for people, I don't think. Well, that's not true, but not in a setting like that where I'm kind of so close, people sitting on the floor around me, and just I've never played and had that kind of support and just loving attention. It's the only way I can describe